This video is sponsored by Crunchyroll.
I've been going to the gym and doing yoga lately as an attempt to be more in shape, and let me just say, I've sustained quite a few injuries, muscle flare-ups, random bruises appearing out of nowhere. I also threw up in the middle of my first workout, and the look on my coach's face when I told her, but I just trudged back on the treadmill and finished that workout like a champ. Are you sure you're supposed to be doing that? Probably not. The biggest victim every time, though, is my cursed right foot. Oh yeah, did I never mention that I had a cursed right foot? Well, I guess it's story time. Meet my cursed right foot. Our story begins in 2017 in the Big Apple, the city that never sleeps, Tim Central. You get the point, it's New York. So before I get started, I should probably mention that I come from a town that never really walks. There's a McDonald's that's half a mile from my house, but I drive to it instead of walking. I know it's lazy, but that's just the norm here. It's not just me. So when I went to New York for the first time, I didn't really know what to expect, but I definitely did not expect to be walking all around Manhattan from 9 a.m. till around midnight. When me and Taz got back to the hotel that night, my feet opened my eyes to this new discovery that's apparently common knowledge. How dare you tie me down to these uncomfortable AF Converse shoes? Well, it's New York. You gotta look fashionable. Well, maybe you should have had the common sense to wear comfier, fashionable shoes. You're gonna regret this. You know what I think is kind of funny? I hardly use you to walk, and the one time I work you out, you fail me like this. Oh, and this is just the beginning. Okay, in my defense, Miss Tabs over here, who lives in New York, should have probably warned me about proper shoes.
Hey, who you trying to blame right now?
No one? The next day, we had let our misguided tour guide, Ivan, know that we need to stop at a shoe store for new shoes. And by misguided tour guide, I mean we did not get to a shoe store until almost 4 hours later. Ivan, please.
Yeah, screw you, Ivan.
From the corner of my eye, I see Tap taking off her big-ass boots and inspecting her feet.
Damn, son, my feet are bleeding.
Then she just casually puts her new shoes on like it was no big deal. Bam, look at those matching shoes. When I got back from that trip, though, the pain in my foot was still there, but I just ignored it. I don't know about you guys, but my family didn't raise no weakling. You didn't go to the doctor unless it was an absolute last resort, which in hindsight probably was not the best idea in a situation like this. Even though I was wearing the comfy shoes every day, it turns out wearing comfy shoes after the damage is done doesn't really solve the problem. Wow! When I finally went to the doctor a week later, I was diagnosed with a stress fracture, a fracture that is caused from overusing your foot. Sure, the one time I decide to walk around. I was supposed to use crutches to get around, but they're super inconvenient and I'm stubborn, so I never did. Basically, my foot didn't properly heal. Fast forward to January 2nd of 2019. A-Town, the Big Peach, the ATL. Okay, I need to stop that. Atlanta. My family and I were flying back home after spending Christmas break there. We parked the car in one of those park and rides and a shuttle came to take us to the airport. When we got to the airport, we had quite a bit of luggage, so me trying to be the helpful person that I am, grabbed 2 carry-ons and trudged my way down the shuttle steps. Being helpful was my first mistake. On the last step, my body thought my right foot was safely hovering over the sidewalk, so when the rest of my body weight shifted forward, thankfully, the 2 suitcases acted as crutches, so I didn't plant face first into the pavement. Before I could even process what just happened, I was hauled up by my dad and the driver, and oh boy, was that a bad idea. I already knew my right foot was, but because I was pulled up so fast from the ground, when I took a couple of steps to get into the airport, I just... Yep, I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. I was way too nauseous, and I already knew if I got onto that plane, I would just throw up at any sudden movement, and I was not about to let that happen. I don't throw up. I hate throwing up. So yeah, my dramatic butt would rather miss a flight than throw up. My dad and brother went on ahead to check in our luggage while I just continued to lay there staring at the beautiful airport lights, already accepting the fact that I probably will not make it onto the plane. As the people passed by me, I started accepting the fact that the airport would be my new home, even though I had 2 little kittens waiting for me, but I was going to abandon them. Okay, let's go. Wait, what? Yeah, they're gonna wheel you to the plane and then we can skip the security line, which is great because we're running late thanks to a certain someone. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the first time I ever experienced an adrenaline rush. Adrenaline rush. Nope, I'm fine. Totally fine. Let's go. No need for that. I can walk just fine to the plane. I do not like to inconvenience people. I did inconvenience my family though because we barely made it to that flight in time. Sorry. But an adrenaline rush can only last so long. I was forced to wear this thing. And again, my foot did not properly heal because I couldn't sit still. So was that my fault? I mean, I was trying to be helpful and my insurance did send in a letter asking me if I wanted to sue the shuttle company. So if my insurance thought there was a case, it technically isn't my fault. What? I didn't actually sue them. I know it's my fault for being clumsy. Jeez. Never helping any of you bring down your bags. And then the third time happened 2 months ago. I missed the last step of the stairs while texting, a boy. Ah! So yeah, that is the story of my cursed right foot that till this day still hasn't properly healed. And is the first body part to scream in pain whenever I do any sort of activity. So, yay. So what do I do when I'm supposed to be sitting on my butt and letting my foot heal? Binge watching anime, of course. And what better way to watch anime than on Crunchyroll, where you'll find a library of anime, new and old. A small reason why it sometimes takes me a while to upload is that once I start an anime, it's game over. My eyes stay glued to the screen until the show is over. And thankfully, Crunchyroll is there to satisfy my binge-watching needs. And you can try Crunchyroll for free for 14 days with the link crunchyroll.com/chilly. Seriously, who doesn't love free things? Some of the titles I've been binge-watching are The Promised Neverland and Demon Slayer. And I have Dr. Stone and Fire Force on my to-watch list, which are both currently airing on Crunchyroll. So use this link to watch for free for 14 days. And thank you once again, Crunchyroll, for sponsoring this video.